Hi there, my name's Rosie Pope and I am the founder and sole employee of Silk Pie Scrunchies, which is a small craft business that I set up during the first lockdown. My second income stream is simply a monetization of my hobby. I really like sewing and I'm also quite interested in sustainable lifestyles. So my business is using remnant and dead stock fabric to make luxury scrunchies, so pure silk scrunchies, really generous, really luxurious. I've got one on now. And yeah, I sell those via Etsy and via Instagram. I came up with the idea originally because I was making scrunchies for my own wedding day. I wanted an ivory silk scrunchie or something. I was just playing around with ideas, something that I could wear on my wedding day that was not super formal and was flexible, but that had a bridal nod. So I got few meters of ivory silk and I made various scrunchies in different sizes, and I had so many that I just gave some away to friends because they were like, oh, these are so nice, you know, have one. So I just gave some of them away, and then I also made a batch for my bridesmaids in some sage green sort of chiffon, and they loved those as well, and I had a lot of feedback. And then eventually I thought when the lockdown hit, I was going to have so much time on my hands, I may as well start selling these. So I bought a lot more fabric, not a lot more, but maybe 10 or 12 other different kinds of silk, always dead stock and remnant silk that would otherwise be going to landfill. And I just started making the scrunchies and selling them. So it's really simple. I just do scrunchies, occasional headbands and Alice bands and stuff. But mainly it's always scrunchies, like this silk velvet one. That's a nice cream silk one. Yeah, and I sell them on Etsy. Pricing is based on what they're made out of. And I also have an Instagram which I love and curate like some kind of creative director, which brings me a lot of joy, where I also showcase a lot of the designs and take pictures of them on me or pictures of them on my model, and yeah, try and generate some interest in the brand there. So I had a bit of a dip between the lockdowns and during the second lockdown in terms of business, but because it's Christmas now, we're recording this on 21st of December, I've actually had to pause the shop because I've had so many orders. I'm at risk of not being able to deliver them in time for clients, so I've had to shut the shop. So that gives you an indication of how well things are going. Essentially really well. I'm still really enjoying it. I still, obviously with new restrictions, I still have enough time in the evenings and afternoons after work to be making them. Yeah, it's going really well. The only worry now is that currently postal service is kind of overwhelmed. I ship them with Royal Mail, and I just went and posted a batch now, about 4 parcels, and the queue was around the block. But I have warned customers that there might be a delay. Everyone's aware of it. So yeah, that's not too much of a problem. But yeah, things are going really well. I shipped to Europe and the UK, and I sent them to Finland, the Isle of Skye, lots to Italy, Germany, France, Spain, all over the place. Yeah, I'm still really enjoying it. Yeah, I think I will. I really enjoy doing it. The way that I've set up the shop is quite like light and dynamic, and it means that I can like dial down on sales if I need to. I can put the shop on holiday if I'm going on holiday. And genuinely sitting at my sewing machine making scrunchies of an evening with a podcast, with a drink, brings me a lot of joy. So I'm definitely going to keep going after COVID. I'm also quite proud of what I've made, and I'm quite proud of the product. So it really brings me a lot of joy to sell them, and I'm going to keep it going. So the whole setup of the business, I've kept it, as I said, like really small. I haven't done a lot of branding for it. I think there's maybe a temptation when you start up a business to do all of the things which you should do when you've got a business, like get a logo, get business cards, get a marketing campaign going, get a business Instagram, get a website. But I've tried to keep it as lean as possible. I find Etsy a really great forum to sell on. Instagram's a really great forum to market on. Both of those accounts are free. I pay a small fee for the selling on Etsy, but there's no membership fee, as it were. Obviously, the Instagram is free. And I now have minimal marketing materials. I have a little logo that I designed on Canva, which is an app I highly recommend. And I've got a little stamp and some business cards, and that is what I packaged the scrunchies with. But yeah, I've resisted the urge to get a Shopify, etc., etc. Even though a lot of people, when you talk to them, will be like, "Oh my God, you must sell this, you must do it this way." I've just had to. The challenge has been just reassuring everyone that I'm doing this for the pleasure of it. It's not. I have couple of other jobs, one main like 9 to 5 job. I'm not looking to change career with this. It's literally a side hustle, something I do for pleasure. It happens to spin a bit of money. So yeah, the challenge is communicating that to people. Like, it's a small scale business, small drops. Yeah, otherwise not many challenges. Occasionally it's a bit stressful if I get a lot of orders in one day and I'm having to work quite late to fulfill those, but otherwise not too challenging, generally all good. So I said this in another interview that I did for Mail on Sunday, and aside from the previous point about resisting the urge to do all the things that a business should do and just keeping to your core goals, for me, just make the scrunchies, sell the scrunchies, doesn't matter anything else. My other piece of advice would be make sure that it's still giving you joy. Like, the business now, it's not a chore for me to do, which is important because it is a side hustle. I'm doing it with my like remainder of energy at the end of the day or at weekends. It's really important that I've kept it pleasurable for me to make them and still brings me joy.